name's Gina. I'm originally from Nashville, Tennessee, or outside of Nashville, and I've been in Chattanooga for, like 12-ish years. Met my husband in school at UTC, and we love Chattanooga, so we've kind of just been here since. I'm a dental hygienist, and I have a 6-month-old baby at home. It's just a little bit about me. I majored in child and family studies. Dental hygiene is kind of like my second career path. And I actually did work as a child life specialist for a couple of years. It was my younger sister actually who, she's always wanted to be a dental hygienist, so she kind of put that on my radar. Went back to school at Chat State for dental hygiene, and I've been working for about 3 years in that field. I love it. The flexibility is really nice. I love being able to work with people. It's important to me to help others to take care of their health. I personally like to take care of my own health. With the child life, I was working in a hospital setting, helping kids, when they're really sick. And then now as a dental hygienist, it's like I'm helping people with their oral health, and that relates to your systemic health. And a lot of people don't realize how it's all interconnected. On my personal health journey, I feel like I've learned so much about the brain and your body and how everything functions together. It is kind of a complex story, but I was just about to graduate from dental hygiene school, and all of a sudden I started getting this neck pain, this pain in my neck that just wouldn't go away. We didn't know for sure, where the pain originated from, but I didn't really think much of it at the time. We saw a doctor. They were like, this is no big deal. Let's just do some physical therapy. And so I went to PT, and the pain persisted, and it got worse and worse and worse. And weeks before the pain originated, I did have a head injury. I was getting out of my car, and we live up on a hill, and I went to shut the car door, and I hit myself in the head, and it gave me whiplash. I remember being like, oh my gosh, did I concuss myself? I kind of monitored myself the rest of the day, and I felt fine. But it was weeks later that the pain started, and so I was like, is this work related? Is this from the injury? I saw doctor after doctor after doctor, and there was nothing definitively that they could point to that was causing my pain. I had x-rays, I had MRIs, I had trigger point injections, I went to the chiropractor, I went and saw a visceral therapist, which I had never heard of before, but I was going to Nashville weekly to see this woman. Still, nobody could tell me where this pain was coming from. For weeks and weeks, and then again for months and months. Once I hit that year mark of when the pain started, I started getting really scared. Maybe this is my life now. I just have to live with this. And it was 24/7. It was every single day. The most helpless I think I've ever felt, and the most alone I think I've ever felt. I didn't know where to turn to, who could help me. Healing at that point felt impossible. It took over my relationships with my friends, my marriage, my job. Got my first job as a dental hygienist, and I felt this immense pressure to be able to perform and do my job. And so I would work in the morning, and I would go home on my lunch break, and I would break down, and I would go back and continue to work, and I just didn't want to disappoint anybody. I didn't want to disappoint myself. I didn't want to disappoint my coworkers or my boss, and I was just like, if I can't do this, then I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I felt like nobody could understand what I was going through. I just felt insanely misunderstood, almost like I was being dramatic. Feeling what I felt, I don't think I was being dramatic enough. Well, my husband was my rock through the whole thing. He just was by my side. I would wake up, I would go to bed at night thinking maybe this is just a dream, and then I would wake up in the morning and the pain is still there. I didn't think I would ever have children because of my pain. It was a scary time. I just didn't think I would experience, because how can I take care of another human when I can't get out of bed myself. I found this app called Curable, and at first when I saw an ad for it, I was just like, this is probably not going to work. Every other thing that I've tried has not worked. It talks about neuroplastic pain, and I'm not here to give any kind of medical advice at all. I think if you're dealing with pain, 100% get looked at by a doctor. I went down this whole rabbit hole of educating myself on neuroplastic pain and how pain works in the body, and I felt like a shift in my pain as I was reading. How is that possible? Like, I'm sitting here, nothing physically has changed, but I'm reading something and my pain has improved. So I continued with the Curable app, success stories, which that really helped me, just listening to other people's stories and how they overcame, and kind of like how they felt the same way that I was feeling. So I'm like, if it's possible for them, surely it's possible for me. That's when things really kind of started to change. I don't know if I could have done it by myself. And so I saw a pain reprocessing therapist, and he was a huge part of my journey. It was definitely a gradual healing process, and there were so many setbacks along the way. That's why I felt like I needed somebody to help guide me, because there were so many setbacks. I think it took, I want to say, like 3 or 4 months of doing this work to even see any sort of result. It's like a rewiring of your brain. It takes time. You have to continue to rewire and reframe the way you think before it finally clicks. Going down this path, not knowing if this was the path I was supposed to be on, or if I was going to see improvements, it makes you question everything. Like, it's easy for somebody to say, like, oh, well, just go down this path. Well, it's hard to do that when you feel like something's physically wrong, because the story that you tell yourself matters. If you mentally believe that there's a physical injury, your brain is going to continue to feed that pain because you think that there's something physically wrong. And so it's almost like I had to put that to bed and just really truly believe that there was nothing physically wrong, even though the pain was real. Now I don't deal with any kind of chronic pain at all. It feels like a miracle after everything I've been through. It didn't feel like healing was even possible for me. But now I have a 6-month-old baby, which I never thought I'd be able to. And it's made me so much more thankful just for life. That's not to say that I don't deal with pain. We're all humans, we all have pain, but I know how to handle it. I know what it is. I'm not scared of it, and it's not chronic. It doesn't rule my everyday like it used to. If you're down this path and you believe that this is the path for you, I would just say keep going. There is another side, and it's amazing. Anybody that's going through this knows how hard it is. And so there are people out there that can relate and that know what you're going through. Yeah, just keep going.